Some of you requested an update on what happened in the post-merge events, what to expect, how to optimize the account, what to do, and so on. If you check out the leaderboard, this is just fake power, okay? So don't expect anything special to happen. Right now we're second in terms of fake power, but in terms of real power we're third. The second place player most likely is Drew. And this is the team, and I think that I'm behind. Most likely I am behind. Now the first place player, forget it. So forget that I'm gonna, let's say, just use any sort of finesse or anything and get to first place. This is a pay to win game, okay? And even if it wasn't a pay to win game, I'm not exactly sure if I have more experience than Chubb at the moment. I have my doubts based on our discussion, especially because we had some chat, and in the chat we figured out that basically my mistake during the preparation was that I focused on the Judicator commander instead of Sister, and this was just it doesn't do much near the end game. It's a lot more important to do Sister. I should have known that, but you know what happened instead was that okay, I had those resources, so let me just do it now and I'll do Sister later. And I was quite happy. This is one of my flaws, by the way, in the game, that whenever I find an optimization to do a cost-effective way of optimizing spend, I do it if it helps, but I may end up on a local maximum, not on a global maximum, okay? And the global maximum would contain Sister, but not Judicator. This was a problem. By the way, even purchasing Falconer was some sort of a mistake as well. But I don't have a better 8 unit at the moment because I'm not ready. Okay? So instead of Falconer and Light Dragon as well, instead of these two, it's a lot better to go for Arcane Archer and Arcane Eagle. And that's what I'm gonna do, by the way, in the long run as well. So let's see the artifacts and just make it clear, okay? I'm not gonna have these types of artifacts. These ones never. And you see Cornucopia +8, Hero Armor +5, Divine Gear +3. It's way beyond what is possible on an account like this. So this means that our goal could be second place, but even that is not a fully fair game. Not fully fair because of the following reasons. Drew is a VIP 3. This means that you can spend less than $20 in the game in total. So the fact that he reached this level, I mean, it's a good job. Excellent job. My account is higher in terms of VIP. But I don't know if that was an advantage or a disadvantage, because Drew started earlier than me. It was from a different server. And if you have 1 week of an edge, 2 weeks of an edge, 3 weeks of an edge, or even 4, because there are people who have 4 weeks older account than me, then you know the drill. It's possible to catch up. But this is what I will... One of the series is gonna be about, that I retired on one of the accounts and then I came back after a month. And then we will see what can I make out of that month. I think this series is gonna start around May or June. I have already uploaded many of the videos on that. And there you will see what it means when you skip a month. And once you come back after a month, how hard it is gonna be. It's not gonna be that hard immediately, because you may think, oh, okay, I'm still in the grind, I'm still doing quite well. And then in 1 week, opponents pull Covenants. in 3 weeks opponents go and do their first ever massive treasure hunt, they do their first ever divination, what is the tarot event, and you're nowhere. Because exactly those 4 weeks were missing. So this is the difficulty. So some of you asked, okay, fine, but how can I win? Because I want to win. In that case, what you can do is play exactly in the same way how you're playing right now. You don't have a chance at the moment. So just enjoy your position, maximize resources, don't even bother, don't even care. In this case, Chubb, the first place player, is way above the league than what we can target within a year as well. And this means that your objective in this case is to get and keep second place, which is right now not happening either. So I have some homework to do with account optimization, and then we will see if we do some sort of a deal that we rotate second place, or we fight for second place at 9 p.m. server time, or we just do some rule-based thing that we attack once, the other attacks at once. There are many options, and some agreement will be reached, and then we will fight for second place. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. But afterwards, there is gonna be a long stretching time when this is like a way ahead, way behind situation. This is a poker term when you have, let's say, a hand strength, a card strength, that is either way ahead of your opponents or way behind. Here it's happening in the same place, right? And in case of a way ahead, way behind situation, what you need to do is strategically hoard and deploy resources so that you optimize costs. Even if you do that, in this specific case it won't help. Nothing will help at this stage. The only way you can beat other opponent is who knows how to play as well, who knows really well how to play, maybe better than you, is first of all do your homework, experiment, gather all the information that others don't have, which in my case is not happening because both Chubb and some others give me advice on which units are the best. And in your case, maybe you can gain and sustain a small edge. Here this edge is quite unlikely, but in your case you may sustain a small edge. And then you just stay behind. You just stay behind and wait. Wait until the right moment. Because it can happen that one day the right moment comes when your opponent doesn't take the game that seriously anymore. And that right moment happens when tech is inflated, because there is oftentimes inflation. Right now you see Theodorus in here, the best, currently the marketed as the best hero. But one day Theodorus will not be the best hero anymore. This strategy can be characterized very easily by, I'll show you what. So there was this game back in the days, in the long time ago. Really a long time ago. Unfortunately, seems like I couldn't do the update. Now I can do the update. This is called Grand Prix 2. Why am I talking about Grand Prix 2? Because that's where, this was like the year before, so this is where I got my name from, right? The year before this, in 1993, there was a driver called Alain Prost. And Alain Prost was very well known for one thing. He can go back and retreat to wait for the right moment and then attack at the right moment. He's not like, okay, I'm beaten, then it's that bad and I immediately need to attack back. No. Sometimes he was just cruising nowhere, like in the middle of the field, and somehow he always ended up in the front, like winning races. This could be your strategy as well. That if you play well, you just coast, and once something happens to your account, that's when you strike. But this will be really expensive. Expensive because then you'll need to buy hundreds of dollars worth of heroes at least, potentially artifacts, potentially other things, just to make your account competitive. So this is when pay to win happens, and in this case your opponent is not the first place on your server anymore, but then you're more like going in Dragon League territory. And at this stage, I'm quite certain that sooner or later we'll see Chubb in the Dragon League, if we haven't seen him before. Most likely he's not there yet in terms of power, but he's not very far from that. So as soon as you want to defeat a well-playing and also a relatively high spender, in that case, you might as well set a different goal to place well enough in the Dragon League. And that's a better goal because then you two can cooperate quite easily. And also, if you ever find any sort of a frustration by not being first, there are so many other things in life that are worth pursuing potentially more than doing, let's say, a bottomless spend on fighting it out for first place. So this is why I will solidify second place as best as I can, and then we will see. After 2 days, because we finished 2 days, I considered spending a bit, but I chose not to, because I will get there anyway. Chris is already there, some others are already there. Maybe this is a small mistake, maybe not, because I could have earned like the double of this. But tomorrow I'm gonna get there. So I missed out on potentially up to 50 diamonds, I would say, on day 1, and up to 200 diamonds on day 2. And in exchange, I did spend a couple of diamonds, but in exchange, I saved possibly 150 diamonds or so. So I'm not sure if this was a good deal, that I didn't spend enough. But tomorrow I'm gonna get there. And I just took it easy. I didn't even have that much time. Because first you would need to go to 42, then 35 or so, then 28, then 20, then 10. Well, if you're 20, then you can attack the top 10. And then the next problem is that where should I go? Because then I would be able to get to second place immediately, but then it's tough luck for the other player. Because then it would go back to 20. So this is the arena. Duel of Champions, I'm doing surprisingly well. Because of some optimizations as well that I've been doing. Because of my account strength, I think I'm fighting others who are lower. And so far, top 3 is kind of expected. Which is good because second place is worth the same as third place. Battle of Unions. There I'm third in the server right now. It's not a competition with each other. It's just you need to do this so that you earn as many of those resources as possible. And Glory Arena, I used my options. So others went up already. I'm expecting second place at the end. Or third place or fourth place. We will see. But second place definitely reaching it for the rewards. Potentially even first place. Just for the rewards. Alright. Artifacts wise, I started pooling. So maybe I'll show you a pool. An artifact pool. Because, you know, there is hero armor, there is divine gear. I started pooling divine gear. Is this a 1-person? No, this is 9-man. Forget it. So I have 2 divine gear components. I started collecting this artifact now. I had about 200 something Astro Silver lying around. So what happens when you have the favorable artifact, and this time is Divine Gear, then you pull 100 times. I'll show you. It's 20, 40, and this is the better artifact for me, this eye, and not this one. So then you would need to rotate. 60, 80, and we need 20 more for the premium orange. 100. It's done. This is the third component. I got all three today. So then you go to the artifacts, all the way down, and get the third component. It doesn't hurt, it doesn't help. After all, there are deluxe chests, so you can use a deluxe chest to fill in the blanks. I think +4 is what helps the most, but first I need to unlock the artifact. I'm working on this. Cornucopia +5 is good. Hero Armor +3 is good. In fact, I have 3 components already on level 4. After level 4 it's gonna be difficult because then you need 2 artifact pieces for 1 level. So it's gonna be more complicated. Ranking is also gonna be important on these higher level of artifacts. I haven't had time to do it. I just got to +3 anyway last week, so don't forget that. And here we won't finish, I just start. It's interesting that you can still continue like this, but it's gonna be slower. Okay, that was it. This is the hero armor thing. And well, it's nearing the end of the day, as you can see, so it's past midnight. And I'm not sure what else is worth showing, so right now, maybe some battles. So I have a couple of new friends, new and old friends as well. Let's see Titan with Korita. The other guild, the VIP guild. I don't have chargers in this formation. This is my formation at the moment. Do I have Arcane Eagle? Let's see. I always forget what I have and what I don't when I move between accounts. It's not this account where I have Arcane Eagle, so this is just a placeholder at the moment. I could replace it with Naga. Actually, let's see, 3 Starlight Dragon. Very simple, 3 Starlight Dragon. Why not this? And then I'll place the 3 Starlight Dragon instead. Castle, tower. Okay, maybe the tower +3, that could help. Fine. Adjutants. I have some thought process because this is unit damage reduction. You see? This one is one of my strongest heroes, also second team hero. And also does unit damage critical hit of all friendly ranged units. And you know what range units I have? This one and this one. So why not? And I'm not sure if this makes sense. Let's see, why did I do this? Friendly, offensive and charging is... Oh, this makes perfect sense. In fact, I got inspired for other accounts as well. It's not just Inferno Fortress, it's all offensive and charging units. So I think I did an okay-ish job. Because previously I had all these heroes that were Castle Tower. So Roland, Adela is not here for some reason, I haven't unlocked her. But the rest are worse in terms of adjutants. So that's what I have. Let's fight. And we're up against a stronger hero. But I think they don't have the armor +3, so we have an advantage. Unfortunately, it's really slow initially because a lot of effects are being calculated. And as soon as I get Korita, it's gonna be quite straightforward. seems like we're losing. Okay, maybe it's not even second place in this case. I didn't calculate with that. So the issue is, and we will figure this out. Let's see Titan. Let's see Titan. What do you have in terms of artifacts? No hero armor at all. That's interesting. So then the effect is Korita +1 Angelic Alliance. Okay, what do I have? By the way, I'll work with open inventory, so I don't mind if you beat me. So, or if you use this against me, it's absolutely fine. This is like a common experiment. Sword of the Gods. Okay, let's see. What about Angelic Alliance? Where is it? Armageddon. Yeah, I won't be able to see this. Increases all friendly units attack speed. Yeah, last 20 seconds. That's not a big deal. The revival, that's what I'm interested in, because there is some revival effect. The first dead friendly unit has a 75% chance to revive. So this is not something that we need to block. Level 1, only level 2. So in level 1 it has some effect, but it doesn't matter that much. So, okay, this was the first battle that we're losing. Let's see, Drew, I'm gonna lose this one. So I know this up front. And I'll also need to see if Naga made the difference negatively. I don't think so, but it's worth testing. What is happening? That's weird. Okay, then I optimized my account a bit today. So it seems like it worked out somewhat. I thought that he was second overall. It's rather Titan at the moment, but I think I managed to beat Titan yesterday. So something weird is going on, and I forgot to look at Naga. Let's see the basic one, and then we'll have a look at Naga. It can also be an unlucky run, the previous one, but it seems like it's quite strong. It also matters when they lose their first unit, or first few units, and which units they lose. And how the team interacts with the backup formation as well. Backup formation usually doesn't make much of a difference, except when the right types of unit enter and they are in synergy with the rest. So this is up until 2 minutes it was more like my experience, but something happened between yesterday and today that made me drop back. Oops, once again the Naga issue. Okay, let me see this with Light Dragon. So this time Light Dragon is here, support is Naga. Where is Naga? Oh, near the very top, obviously. Because it can also happen that Naga not being present here has a positive effect on other tower units. The tower synergy +3. Hint Primal Titan. So many things have to be tested. And the Light Dragon stays alive. The Light Dragon is still alive. But around the 2-minute mark I'm losing big time. And there are huge swings. And now the charging unit went for the back row and my back row units are dying. But it's a lot closer than it used to be. interesting. And you see the Light Dragon stayed alive. It dealt 9.9% of the damage. Duration 81 seconds. Okay, given that I didn't do this before, let's see the Naga. This is the background work that you need to do. So, for example, when you see me attack others in the arena, when I start launching the attack, I've already made my homework in the background. So I just launch the attack and I most of the time know the result. So let's focus on the Naga. Because they deal a lot of damage by default, which is also arguable. But you see the health meter of the Naga after 40 seconds. And it's not only that the Naga is always about to die, and now it's dead. It's also about occupying healing capacity of other units. So it seems like that even though Light Dragon is just a 3-star unit and not awakened, it seems to me at the moment that we're better off with the Light Dragon. Although this time I won, so I didn't do my homework. So I won like 1 out of 4 times, and maybe 2 out of 5 times, and that second win was from yesterday, and I thought, okay, in that case it doesn't have hero armor, I'm stronger. No, I'm not stronger. So that was the Naga option, and the other one is Light Dragon. I will be stronger by the time I get Korita, possibly, but not right now. So Light Dragon, and Naga goes here. But wait a minute, this is a tower unit. Castle +3, tower +2. What about this? Both of them are attackers. Tower +2 is still happening. Castle +3 is still happening. Offensive. I wanted a bit more of an offensive. So legendary offensive ranged. Ranged is on level 1. Wish I could accelerate ranged. What about this one? Ranged is now level 2. That's not bad. Tower is... we don't need castle, but offensive is only on level 1. Defensive is level 1. We could get rid of one of the defensive units in favor of an offensive one. And whether it's castle or tower, that's another question. Seems like it doesn't matter. Offensive is still on level 1 only. What about this? Yeah, because it's the count, it's the number of units. Defensive is still on level 1. What if I added this unit? Offensive is on +2. Defensive is now gone. But the offensive unit is the one that deals the most damage. So we will see. The best defense is offense, people tend to say. So why not test this? But now we're testing 2 things at the same time, and getting back to the Formula 1 analogy, so this thing, you know, when you go out on track and you have a setup change, a car setup change, always make one change at a time to monitor the effects of the change. Not like you change one thing and you change another different thing, independent thing, and then you need to find the result. It's oftentimes not that good. So you need to know why things happen. So it looks like everything is fine up until like 210 with huge oscillations, and then I start collapsing afterwards. But I cannot deal enough damage, unfortunately, to sustain this, and after 140 or so, it's my defensive units that start dying. Although it doesn't look like the Dragon Golem died. So it can go either way, I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe it's still second place, who knows. Let's continue fighting. So the second strongest player was Chris. And the old server. So, you know, Chris happens to play all sorts of units that don't synergize with each other. I wish you watched some of these videos to learn. You will need to just get inspired by my units, for example. You need to play a union, let it be order, let it be life, anything you want. Because choosing any union is better than what is right now. You're closest to order, I think. And then get the corresponding hero, the corresponding units. And the rest is fine. Oh, and if you have a locked unit, just don't place it in your defense. Now, let's see who else. Yeah, unfortunately, friend-wise, I'm not that well off at the moment, it seems, yet. In this case, you know what happens. Refresh, request, refresh, request until you get something every single day. And confirm. Now, let's see other friends in this case. So, maybe we'll need to do a refreshment. So Bishop is 254, Chub is 253, Titan 254, Root. So he's just 2 weeks older in this case. Let's see Bishop. I hope he's gonna join our guild. I need to change the formation in this case because of the charging unit. I don't know what kind of unit that is, but I don't want to play chances that we can get to my back row. Should be straightforward. Because as far as I know, he doesn't have hero armor +3. Yeah, it is straightforward. So this is the information gathering phase. Tomorrow there is gonna be the real play. The thing is that I didn't even have time to move forward in the arena, but I think that I made a small mistake by yesterday and today not investing 3 more. So I think 60 diamonds more, or is it 60 or is it 80? I don't know how the progression goes. Because it's like 20 per amount or 30. It may go up to 25 or 30. Right, and let's suppose that you do 80 per day. It's 160 diamonds. This is the extra investment on Monday, on Tuesday, and I'm gonna make it. I could have made it back already, and it's not just the diamonds but the other currency too. So badly played. Okay, I think on day 2 you should be somewhere here already in one of the positions. Now I have an opportunity to do this tomorrow. And in the other game mode, which one is it? This one, Glory Arena. Your objective is to get to first place if you know that you won't be able to get first place or second place otherwise. Right now, I'm quite confident that I'll be able to reach second place, at least. And then if I keep it or not, it doesn't matter. I want the rewards, these rank rewards. These are diamonds. 500 diamonds. First place, it doesn't hurt, but it's not the end of the world if I don't get it. So that's an updated version of what happened after the merge. Joining the best guild. I talked about this already. This is not a bad guild, you see. And others are modest, they are in their castles. I'm not attacking them unless they choose to. Because right now it's quite chilled. And also it's the same game, so I wish they updated the rewards or something. That would be amazing. So this is the same game mode, basically, that you know everywhere. And here, some people choose to donate gold, which makes no sense, because we don't need gold. Right now, I wish I could spend that gold better, but there is nothing to spend on right now. So don't waste your diamonds on guild reward packs. So sending this, no way, don't do it, any of them. But doing this is mandatory every single day for gold. You have more than enough gold anyway. And also the wishing fountain. So I used to do this to get some extra currency, and I want to get some of my units 6-starred. Well, Genie is kind of a long shot. I don't think anyone would give me Genies. Well, actually, it can happen that they do. Firebirds, possibly. It's only 4-star right now. And also, be careful because your check marks have to be selected again from scratch. So I'll show you some purchase guide. Okay, so very quickly before I finish, I have to do this anyway. Converter is an option. Don't check it because then you may not know what hit you if you purchase it each time. I think I ran out of converters not too long ago, so I'm purchasing one. Arena. These two currencies, and on the bottom these chests. Elemental dust, I don't know. Maybe it's not worth it at this stage. Currency is scarce anyway. I need these for awakening and enclosing units. Because sometimes you need class type of enclosing other types. Here, Heavencast stones and SSRs. If you want to accelerate any of these unit awakening specifically, then you can buy them as well, but it's not likely. Artifacts. Right now, anything Cornucopia is good. Ring of Infinite Gems should be fine. I have to check it out, but most likely it's fine. Everything is +5 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, everything is +5, and I'm still going for higher levels on Cornucopia, just so that you know what I'm heading towards. So +5 gives me 80 star souls already every week, and I'm happy with that. But so level 2, level 5, we reached that. You see 80 star soul stones, that's amazing. Level 8 increases all units unit damage by 15%. You want this. Level 11 is a long shot, but level 8 is still doable. And I had 30,000 Heavencast stones, I only have 10k. I'm keeping that 10k at the moment, but if you're high on Heavencast stones, then just go and do not this, gem casting. So you can also do gem casting. Here. Gem casting, this one. You know, you just do a cast 10 times, for example. I can do like once. It's not that expensive at the moment. You see, it's only this amount. Then you go back. I think I showed you this. Enhancement, quicken. So the ones that are high. But before the enchantment, you do fusion. Gem fusion and check all of them. That's quick fusion. Once you're done, fuse again. Until you cannot fuse, and then the enchant. It's not enhancement, it's enchantment. So I tend to select blues. Maybe it's not the most brilliant idea because you want to select purples, but anyway. And then you can see some replacements. I'm doing this mindlessly at the moment without understanding what the different symbols amplify, but I'm quite certain that there are others who know this better. And there are artifacts that I prioritize more than others. Alright, then I think we're more or less prepared for the upcoming day. This was a calm merge. The worst type of merge that you can expect, and I might get into some merge like that as well, is when there are two guilds clashing. And there is no obvious winner, because here the balance is quite easy. You find the strongest player. It was quite easy to identify the strongest player. In fact, he contacted me before. And then just form the strongest guild. There is no moralization in here. It's not like, what do you think? Who is a good person? Who is a bad person? Who is whatever? We're playing a game. Everything else, like moralization and all these things, they can just go to other parts of the world. Also, moralization, that what you value in your life, it just it's a distorted thing because there is this fallacy called self-serving bias. So some people have this obsession of rebelling against the strongest guild, and they find themselves over and over and over again in suboptimal guilds, and this doesn't help them, and others will still develop faster. So you're doing a disservice to yourself if you don't join the strongest guild when you have the opportunity to do so. In fact, I could employ a strategy that would still work without the strongest guild. It would still work quite fine. And I think I would get almost as much of the resources, including diamonds, as with the strongest guild. But that would require a different strategy, multiple guilds, a sanctuary guild, another guild, multiple guild owners, and a lot of infrastructure. And it's just better to form one peaceful guild, potentially leave the other guilds in peace as well. I mean, yeah, you get a couple of these blue diamonds less every single day because of it. Who cares? If you're obsessed about those blue diamonds, a second account can join another guild who is also there, and then you two can just fight it out and you get 2 of the blue stuff every single fight. So it's pointless. It's really pointless. This way you have a lot more time on doing things that actually matter. And with that, we're finishing the summary. Hopefully there are gonna be interesting things coming in this account.